Hey, what's up, everyone? This is your teacher Sandra. 我是 Sandra，你们的老师。First, let's exchange pleasantries. 大家好，你们好吗？And last but not least, let's not forget 欢迎，欢迎，欢迎。Welcome to Community Mandarin. Today, we're going to be continuing learning about 果。果. Last time we started learning about this Chinese character, which carries the meaning of fruit. And also in Mandarin, the Chinese character 果 is not only the kind of fruit that what we think in English-speaking countries. In English-speaking countries, when we're talking about fruit, we're talking about fruit with juice, right? But in Mandarin, 果 can either be fruit, which is specifically 水果, or it can be fruits, air quote, without any juice in there, like dried kind of 果, we call it. Well, actually in English we call it nuts. So today, first let's review what we learned last time really briefly, because I would personally think like in real life we use fruit, 水果, more than nuts, like in daily languages. And then we will move on to learn the Mandarin names of the common nuts. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump in today's material. So first, let's do, okay, this is big enough. Okay, first let's quickly review how do we call the common fruits. The 水果, first one we have 苹果, apple, 草莓, strawberry, 西瓜 watermelon, 桃子 peach, 柠檬 lemon, 香蕉 banana. And to continue, we have 菠萝 pineapple. And then for pineapple, we have another name for that, which is more used in Taiwan Mandarin. It is called 凤梨. The next one, we have 橙子 orange. It's the kind of orange such as navel orange. You have to cut it with a knife if you want to eat it. The skin would be too hard to peel. And the Mandarin orange that it's tinier and easier to peel, it's called 橘子 instead. The next one, 芒果. And next up, pear, we have 梨. Li, sometimes other people would also call it 梨子, such as 桃子 for peach. And next one, we have 葡萄 for grapes. And then 蓝莓 for blueberry. So this is I would say, about 12 kinds, 12种, 12 kinds of common fruits that we learned, 12种水果. Okay, so today, before we jump into the nuts part, we have to, of course, we learned a bunch of fruit names, and they're all nouns. And then to learn noun, usually we pair it with a what? That's correct. We pair it with a 量词, a measure word, so that you will know. So of course, the first measure words that comes to mind, that's basically your go-to measure words for basically everything, is 个. 个 is usually used for medium or large sized fruit as a whole. A few examples come to mind. First, like medium, say a pineapple. I would consider that a medium or semi-large sized fruit. A pineapple, we can say 一个菠萝 or 一个凤梨. And then if you want it to be even bigger, 一个西瓜, one watermelon. And then for medium sized, when we're talking about like usually the pear size, apple size, peach size, they're about like your fist, right? Let's just assign that size to be our medium size. So 一个苹果 one apple, 一个梨 one pear, 一个桃子 one peach. All right. So that is your go-to measure words for your medium or large sized fruit as a whole, not cut up. Next up. First, let's look at these two new words. The first one, read after me, 颗. And then we have 粒. 颗 and 粒 When used as measure words, they both carry the meaning of grain. So if they carry the meaning of grain, so it's easy to understand why they're used to describe small size fruit. So if like say 苹果 apple is what we consider a medium sized fruit here. So small size fruit we're talking about is your grape, your blueberries. So if you say, okay, I eat 3 grapes for breakfast. I know that's nobody eats like that, but you don't know. Maybe beauty YouTubers they do. So okay, how do we say that sentence? I eat 3 grapes for breakfast. 我吃了3颗葡萄. Right? I ate 3 grapes. And next one we have 串. 串 carries the meaning of chain. So as you can guess what it is used for. It's for a cluster of fruits linked together, as in a bunch of bananas or again grapes. So for a bunch of bananas, they're linked together by the one whole point. We can say 一串香蕉. Similarly, we can say 一串葡萄. So if it's one grape, 一颗葡萄. If it's a bunch of grapes together, 一串葡萄. Okay, after this, let's practice a little bit. First, let's look at a picture. Ooh. So let's see how many fruits or what kind of fruits are in this picture. How do you describe this picture in Mandarin? So what we have here. How many apples? You can see like 4 visible ones, but judged by the fact that the one apple is like floating up, so there's probably a 5th one in the back that it can be seen, right? Okay, so we have 5 apples and a bunch of bananas. So for that we say 5个苹果和 and 一串香蕉. Yes, 5个苹果和一串香蕉. Okay, did you get it right? If not, no problem. Let's try another example. Ooh, this time things are getting a little bit more complicated. We have about like 4 kinds of fruits here. So let's see, what do we say? We have 2个苹果. The reason I put 两 in highlight red in 红色 is because remember when we're talking about numeral words plus measure word plus noun, when we're talking about 2, we do not use when we are counting. We do not say 2个. Instead of 2个, we say 2个. 2个苹果, comma, 1个菠萝, 1个西瓜和一串香蕉. 和 is always placed when you have a list of nouns. 和 is always placed in between the second last and the last. All right. Now let's wrap up the part that was 水果. Let's move on to 干果. Last time I explained briefly. 干 means dry. So 干果 is not dry fruits like raisin. Instead, it means nuts in Mandarin. And of course, for 干果, we have another way to call it. We call it 坚果. 坚 means hard. So hard fruit, aka nuts. So first, let's look at the I would consider these the common nuts that we would encounter like your snacks or stuff. First one, we have 花生 peanut. 请跟我读花生. Next one, 栗子 which is chestnut. Next one, 腰果 is cashew. Yao, I don't know if I mentioned it when we're talking about humans' body parts, but yao, it is this, like your waist in human. So this is 我的腰, my waistline, which is not very skinny, so don't judge. So the reason we call cashew 腰果 is because the shape of cashew, it does have a waistline, right? It does have a waistline. So if you remember cashew as the dry nuts that has a waistline, it'll be easier to remember as 腰果. And next up, 杏仁. 杏仁 is almond. Next up, 核桃. 核桃 is walnut. And last but not least, we have 碧根果, which is pecan. And as you can tell, 碧根 sounds very similar to the English pecan. So that's what we got it. That's what we got the Mandarin name for that. We use the similar pronunciation, 碧根, to refer to pecan. And then we stick a 果 by the end. Stick a 果 by the end. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we reviewed what we learned about 水果, and then we move on to 干果, and then I guess that'll be enough for us to learn about 果. So next time we're gonna dive into something new, probably about Mid-Autumn Festival. Is anybody familiar with Mid-Autumn Festival in China? If yes, please leave a comment below. If no, please don't forget to tune in this Thursday. And I'll see you on Thursday, 星期四，再见。